and we've got our old buddy Scotty Cook checking in from down at the Tulsa Expo Center. It's the first night of the Chili Bowl. The Race of Champions is going to be tonight as well. Scotty, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, good morning, guys.
How you doing?
Well, you should see my portable studio I got set up here. I got my phone propped up on a 12-pack of Diet Pepsi and propped up against a roll of duct tape.
Yeah. Hey, Scotty, we're going to be doing a daily show down there each day, kind of giving a overall kind of an opinion about the night before, and we're going to be doing that all week this week, right?
Yes, sir, we are. With the help of you, Mr. Surprise, and Mr. Elliott, and some wonderful sponsors that we've put together to help us through this week. We're going to have a daily pre-race show. It's going to be called Morton Excavating Chili Bowl Check-In, with the help of some wonderful supporters, like we said, that are going to come aboard and help us out this week, like Ohsweken Speedway, High Plains Building Division, Permastone, Same Day Auto and Tire Pros, and some wonderful people out in Phoenix, Arizona, with a cool business called Beaver Stripes. It's a vinyl shop for all your wrapping needs. So
all right.
A very special thanks to those guys, and we'll be acknowledging them all week long. And I appreciate you and Kirk and Todd helping us through. It'll be a lot of fun. We'll help. We'll check in with some of the prominent drivers this week, maybe a dignitary or two, and just bring you all the sights and sounds here and keep you posted on what's going on here with the 37th annual Chili Bowl Nationals. It's that time, guys.
Yeah. Scotty, let's talk about the drivers that are going to be there this year. We know that Kyle's not going to be there. He's going to be racing down at Valdo with the late model this year. But the most important thing is the drivers that are there. And who do you think going into this year is the leading candidate to win the Chili Bowl this year?
Well, to be honest with you, I can't put one driver into the answer of that question. More so, I think this year, Scott, in any of the years past of the Chili Bowl, this is going to be quite possibly a free-for-all. For what we've seen the last 2 or 3 years is a very, very solid youth movement in open wheel racing, whether it be midget, non-wing sprint car, it does not matter. You guys are fully aware of the youth movement in open wheel grassroots racing.
Right.
And we see it showcased here year in and year out over the last 5 years, and it just keeps rising and rising and rising. So with that, I say, I don't know that I can put one solid favorite in there, but I will say that I think quite possibly this year will be the youngest A-main starting lineup in the Chili Bowl Nationals history. Since the rule was changed to lower the age limit, you figure the likes in with 14-year-old Emerson Axum, stupid talented.
Right.
I say he'll be stacked in there. Jason Pursley, Ryan Timms, Bryant Wiedemann, Brenham Crouch. These are names that you're going to want to pay attention to this week. Granted, yes, no Bell, no Larson. Those are only 2 guys, but you guys are fully aware, as much as I am, that racing, motorsports, is made up mostly of, you got to have a good equipment and you got to have talent to pilot your race car. But, man, if you have confidence, that bodes so much and bodes so well for racing. And where does that relate to what I'm trying to say? Granted, Bell, Larson, those are only 2 names But you look at those drivers that I just mentioned, and you get in between their ears, and you relate that to confidence. Um, okay, they're going in here knowing that they're chock full of talent, and they stand a solid. They have a solid opportunity to get into the show and to finish well. And oh, by the way, there's not going to be a Larson and a Bell this year. That just boosts their confidence level through the roof. So, in a nutshell, those names I just mentioned, along with some other very young, talented drivers, I think this is a year for the youth movement for the Chili Bowl Nationals. My gut's just been telling me that.
Right. Do you think Tanner Thorson can do it again?
That's a yes or no question, right?
That's a yes or no question. I believe that he can still get it done, don't you?
Different ride this year, different ride.
I do not, and for the very reason of what Kirk just mentioned, a new ride. Could it be done? Yes. Do I think it will be done? I don't think so.
Yeah.
And Emerson Axsom's driving the number 19 Reinbold Underwood car. And those two guys are going to be racing each other on Thursday night, too, by the way. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to watch. And, again, that boy's 14 years of age. He just left here with yet another driller last weekend.
He's 18 now, isn't he? He's 18 years of age already, isn't he?
Emerson?
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I don't know. To me, they're all 14.
He's still young, that's for sure.
Honestly, I mean, you guys, it's unlike anything we've seen. For those of us who have covered all of this for 20 plus years, these last 2 or 3 years is unlike anything we've seen. The crop of young, and when I say young, I mean young, talented drivers that are not even 1 ounce afraid of getting in there and mixing it up with their elder peers. Mm-hmm. And again, I just say, watch how this week unfolds and take a good look at the starting lineup come Saturday afternoon. It's going to be chock filled with young talent.
Yeah.
Hey, the Keith Kunz camp, we see, Buddy Kofoid coming off another championship last year driving that 67 car, but he's not going to be racing full-time in a midget, but it is Ryan Timms stepping into that 67 ride this year. How much things are going to be different for Buddy Kofoid? He's still driving a Keith Kunz car, but now you have Ryan Timms stepping into that 67 car.
Ryan. Yeah, well, we might be able to ask Ryan Timms what he feels, if y'all don't mind throwing him on just momentarily.
Yeah.
I think Buddy Kofoid, and I didn't even mention Buddy Kofoid in that name of drivers, but I think that it should not be any difference. A Keith Kunz car is a Keith Kunz car. The same guy bolts it together, same equipment, and I just think that Buddy will be just fine, regardless of a different seat. But not that we have a stagehand or a commercial break, but if you guys want to ask the young and talented man from Oklahoma City, Ryan Timms, how he feels coming into this Chili Bowl Nationals, we can do that. What do y'all think?
All right, let's throw him on there, Scotty.
All right, enjoy the backdrop while we get him mic'd up here.
All right.
So we'll get
ladies and gentlemen, Ryan Timms.
What's going on?
Hey, Ryan, how's it going, buddy? How you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
Man,
I'm good. How are you?
Are you pretty pumped up about this season coming up?
This season?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's the full USAC schedule, which is about 35 shows. So we'll see how it goes. I'm really looking forward to it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we hot lapped last night, and we were pretty fast, and I run tonight, so I'm feeling pretty good about that, too, and I think we'll be good tonight.
What did you learn in the hot lap session yesterday?
What's that?
What did you learn yesterday driving?
I felt like the berm was a lot taller than I expected, at least. So it was kind of tricky running the bottom, but I think I got it figured out on that second session, and I could run it a lot harder, and I was passing guys, so I felt comfortable. and I think that was just the main thing, was just getting comfortable just around this track. It's my second time here, so but I think they might have flattened the berm a little bit tonight, so you might be able to run more up on it. I could be wrong, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. Are you pretty excited about the upcoming season and your chances? How do you feel about your chances of winning the championship? Do you feel like you're confident that you could do it?
Yeah, I think I can do it. It's not going to be easy by any means. The big thing is just staying consistent the whole year and getting, good finishes every night. And I mean, I'll be honest. Every now and again, I have a few bad nights, and I don't end up so good. So, but I mean, I feel like I can, if I just, take it easy and not do anything stupid when I don't need to, then we'll be good, and we can put a whole season together and get a good finish, maybe win.
Yeah.
How's this change everything in terms of the rest of it? I mean, you're a great sprint car driver too. Just have you got your whole schedule worked out now? How much you're obviously going to be running the whole midget season, but what about the wing sprint car?
Yeah, on the wing sprint car deal, I'll still run around 60 shows, 65. So I'm running just around 100 races this season. So it's going to be a busy year, but I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah. Ryan, we've been watching you for so long, and now that you're of age, now that you can run the World of Outlaws and you can run with the All-Stars, that's got to be a little bit exciting to you as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it definitely is exciting. Now that I'm 16, I can run wherever and whenever I want. So I'm looking forward to it a lot, and I'm going to get a lot of good seat time with the best of the best. So I'm really excited about it.
Yeah. Was the track kind of juiced up a little bit last night?
At the beginning of the night, it was. There was 30 groups or 34 groups of practice, and I was 18 and 16, and so I was right in the middle. It wasn't super juiced up when I was out there. It definitely had some moisture, but at the beginning of the night, it was hooked up. And then that second run they did, it was a lot more slick, and they reworked it right before I went out. So the top wasn't very good, and kind of around the bottom, but it was good all night, and it didn't get too curved up or nothing, and there weren't too many wrecks, so I thought it was pretty good.
What would it mean to you to win the Chili Bowl? Because, listen, a lot of people talk about the dollars, what it should pay, but it's really about the driller, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, 10 grand, to win is a little lower, but just to have a driller is amazing. There's some people out there that would just kill people. I mean, just kill for a driller. And I would just to be able to win a prelim night for me would be really awesome. I've been coming to the Chili Bowl since I was younger, and this is where I kind of got introduced to dirt racing and open wheel racing. And I've always loved it, and I've loved coming every year. I feel really blessed that I'm in the position where I can race now and even compete for a win. So I think I feel confident that we can win tonight on the prelim night. So just to be able to win the prelim would be amazing, and I'd be really happy for all my guys over there at KKM. And if I did win Saturday, that'd be even better. I don't even know what I'd do with myself.
Right.
But I'd be really excited.
Yeah.
How do you feel about getting your qualifying night out early Monday night versus running later in the week?
Yeah, I chose Monday just for me. It's because waiting throughout the entire week just gets me more nervous and gets me thinking about stuff, and I should overthink everything. But so I just chose Monday to get it out of the way, and then the other reason was it's the day right after practice, so you're a little more fresh off running, and I think that it's not a weak field, but it's compared to some of the other nights. I think that it's a little easier tonight. So see what we can do.
I was going to ask you about Ohsweken Speedway. Are you going to be able to run that $250,000 to win race later this year, or you got any conflicts there? You're so good at that racetrack.
Yeah, I'll be there for that 250 grand.
He's already taken the check to the bank.
Why are you so good at Huset's?
it's exactly how I like a racetrack. It's quarter mile, it's banked and curved up and slick. And I like when there's a nice berm. It's got one, so I'll be there for the 250 though, and I feel pretty confident about that race also.
Are you going to be able to run Eldora?
The $1 million race, so I'm running the full USAC schedule, and there's a USAC race the night of the prelim for the $1 million. So I'm not 100% sure yet. It's kind of up in the air, but I hope so.
Yeah. Well, Ryan, we appreciate you taking the time to join us here on Mostly Motorsports, man. You've always been gracious with your time with us here, and we appreciate you taking the time with us, man. Good luck to you tonight. I'll see you down there a little bit later, okay?
Yeah, no problem. It was nice talking to you guys.
All right.
Good luck.
Later.
All right, we'll see you.
Hey, buddy,
There he
I
is.
asked Buddy to come over. He's going to come over.
Ryan Timms. How about that?
You're done.
You know, I was looking at the roster for tonight. Cannon McIntosh is also running tonight. That's one of the other big names that kind of sticks out. And who's running on Monday night, so that's going to be interesting to see if Ryan Timms and Cannon have a big duel tonight. And the Race of Champions is also tonight, which is different than years past where they used to run that on Tuesday night. The Race of Champions is now
on Monday.
tonight. So what do you think about that, Scotty?
Well, I just think that kicks the festivities off in this place. And you guys are fully aware of the atmosphere and the electricity in this building, how it ramps up each and every night. And it gets a little bit higher and a little bit higher. And I think nothing better than to kick this thing off, to give them a double feature, give them a bonus feature on a Monday night. And, oh, by the way, after a small visit with Ryan Timms, we were just talking about the very young, talented Pengrove, California's Michael Buddy Kofoid. What do y'all think? You have a word with him? What do you want?
Yep, we'll be glad to have a word with him.
Let's throw Michael on and see what he thinks about his chances this year. Stand by. We'll get him mic'd up.
And
All
he's
right.
got to be one of the heavy favorites to come in. I'd say heavy favorite. He's the two-time defending champion of the USAC NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars, and he's coming in looking for his first driller at the Chili Bowl. Buddy, are you ready to go?
Oh yeah, I'm excited and glad to be here. And yeah, I'm just itching to go.
Yeah, you got to feel good about going back to back. What about tonight's Race of Champions? What are your feelings about tonight's race?
Yeah, no, I'm excited to be racing, of course, but I think being in the Race Championship is special for what it means, but also it's just more laps and close to a regular feature length race and see similar conditions to what we'll see in our prelim night or on Saturday. So it certainly doesn't hurt to have more laps, and it just gives you more time to fine tune your car and hopefully make it better.
Yeah, buddy, what night are you going to go this week?
I go Tuesday
Tomorrow night. Yeah. Do you think that how much do you think that you can gain from tonight's Race of Champions to apply to tomorrow night?
Like I said, I think a lot. As to me here at a place like this, any time on the track is crucial and important. So, the Race of Champions is later in the day today, so the track should be moderately wide and slick, hopefully with a cushion, but also hopefully a good bottom. Should create good racing, and that should be what we see all week. So,
What kind of a track are we going to have this week, buddy?
Well, for me, hopefully, I love when it's slick and wide with a cushion, but also, a decent bottom that you got to finesse and really slow down and hit. That hopefully creates two even grooves would be cool to me. So, but yeah, it's fun running a cushion.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So let's just talk about going back to back. What is your thought process on being able to do that and winning those two championships? Just give us an idea of what it feels like as a driver to be able to do that.
Yeah, no, that's it was special to do that, and the people that have won championships and have won 2 of them or back to back, I feel like it's the list goes down for that. So to put my name there with some of those guys is to me special, as I've looked up to a lot of them, and they're legends in our sport that we still talk about this day and aspire to be. So to be one of those guys now is really cool, and it's a lot of hard work, and these last 3 years have been tough, but with the help of Keith and Pete and providing us great equipment at Keith Motorsports and Homeborn and Toyota, allowed us to give us equipment to work hard and win with. And Jarrett Martin has been a huge reason, why we've been able to do what we've done. So, I credit a lot of that to him and his hard work and work ethic is, to me, second to none. So, I'm happy to just be working alongside him, and I'm just glad that he's the guy spinning wrenches on my car, and same thing here. Especially with him, if I feel okay or not great or need this or that, I feel like he'll always get it right, and eventually we'll find it. And
how much winged racing are you going to be doing this year, buddy?
I'll be close to full time, or pretty much full time with Crouch Motorsports. I'm predicting probably at least 80 plus races.
Oh my gosh!
Outlaw, cars, high limit, Pennsylvania, and everything in between.
All right, are you going to be in some NASCAR stuff, NASCAR trucks, anything like that this year? What some of that type of racing are you going to be able to do?
With that side, I'm not sure yet. We're still finalizing some of that. Hopefully, that's where I want to be, and I'd love to do that. So we'll just keep working on that and try and keep moving up.
Buddy, what is the goal in life for you? And I know to be a professional race car driver is the goal, but where do you want to end up?
For however long I can remember, and still to this day, I want to race in the Cup Series. That's where I've always wanted to be. That's my goal, and when I was a young kid, that was my dream. It still is. So proud.
Yeah. Well, buddy, we appreciate you taking the time to come over here and join us for a little bit, man. And good luck to you this weekend. Good luck tonight in the Race of Champions. And we'll see you down there a little bit later, okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
All right, bud.
Thanks, buddy. Good luck.
Thank you.
See you.
Buddy Kofoid.
We'll come over here in a second.
If you pick 2 or 3 favorites to win at the end of this week,
right,
he's got to be among those 2 or 3, wouldn't you say?
I would believe that, yeah, no doubt.
I mean, he's not won the Chili Bowl, but neither has Justin Grant. He's still looking for his first Chili Bowl win. He picked up Turkey Night, and, we just spoke with Ryan Timms. He's going to be in fast race cars. Keith Kunz cars are. And you look at guys like Cannon McIntosh and some of the other drivers that have been really accomplished at a midget over the past 2 or 3 years, none of which have won the Chili Bowl. So we very easily could get our first ever winner. And why wouldn't you when you consider 5 of the last 6 Chili Bowl winners are not even here?
Yeah. Scotty, what do you think the crowd, how they would react to Buddy Kofoid winning the Chili Bowl this year?
Well, you know what? I mean, honestly, the reaction of this crowd, no matter whoever wins, is always awesome. It could be a second or a third time winner, a first time winner. It doesn't matter. The roof blows off of this place always. But first time winners, man, here, awesome. And I think this year, we were talking about the youth movement a bit ago. I think this year could be the year for a first-time winner, and I think we stand a really, really solid chance. And since we've talked to a couple of the Kunz stable pilots and Buddy Kofoid and Ryan Timms, Are you guys open to visiting with one Mr. Keith Kunz?
Well, absolutely.
All right, man. Just like we planned it, fly by the seat of our ass. He just so happens to be standing here waiting on us.
All right. Great.
All right, hang tight.
All right.
Oh, I don't want to knock it down. There we go.
Hey, Keith, this is Scott Traylor from RacinBoys with my partner, Kirk Elliott. Man, thanks for coming over there and being a part of the show. You got to feel good with your stable of drivers this year, don't you?
Yeah, I do. We got Rico returning, Buddy Kofoid. We got some new hitters, and Ryan Timms and Tanner Carrick's back again. So, we've got 3 guys that have won here before on prelim nights, and of course Rico's won a couple of the big nights. Tom Harris, and Kaylee Bryson coming back. I think she's going to be tougher this year.
Right. What impresses you about Ryan Timms?
It's like the rest of these guys. Like when we was able to get Kyle and Christopher and even Buddy. There's just something that we've seen in him. Out there, he's out there racing them sprint cars. He's traveling all over the United States and being competitive in sprint cars, and he's 16 years old, getting wins against the best of them. And, he can step right in the midget. He came run some races for us this year and won a couple and run up front in just about every one. There's something there that we see that, it's going to take a little bit, get his feet wet this year, solid. And then I think we'll be good. We'll be challenging for wins all year. The kid's he's just good. He's got so much experience at a young age.
Right. Yeah. What does it mean to you to be the all-time midget winning owner now? That had to be an ultimate thrill for you, didn't it?
Yeah. That's something I never really dreamed of growing up, or as I started my career with midget racing, and it just kind of escalated there, with, around 2012, 13 with Kyle and Christopher, and then Rico and Tanner, and, just had some really great years, last year with Buddy, got 12 wins, and Ryan won, and Dominic Gordon won. So, they getting that 10 to 15 wins a year, the number really multiplied pretty quick. Steve Lewis really set the benchmark high there, and to be, Steve was, I think, just one of the greatest car owners ever, and be mentioned in the same breath, is just crazy.
2 guys you got running on Friday night, Brenham Crouch and you also got Bryant Wiedemann. Those 2 kids have really taken to these midgets big time, and it's just only a matter of time before they step up and win a driller, don't you think?
Yeah, they both, they've been with us for a couple of years again, and it takes everybody that first year to get their feet wet, and then that second year they really make progress, and that's what we've seen this year with Bryant and Brenham. Brenham won the Power Eye Championship this year. There was a point in the year you could just see things change. And then them kids are getting more mature. They went from 15 to 16. Things just changed for them, and they're more aware of what's going on, and they're just different. Bryant really came on strong at the end of the year, was a top 5 guy in a lot of USAC races, knocking at the door. They're both going to be, we have so much depth in our team. These kids that everybody thinks are kids, but they've got a couple years under the belt now, and they're factors. They're all going to be hunting to get in the show here and get locked in and be a factor on Saturday.
And Rico, the one guy that knows what it's like to hoist that big driller, he goes on Wednesday night. How big of a leader is he to all these young drivers? Is he a mentor?
Yeah, he is. Everybody knows how good Rico's going to be. He really wants to win again. It's been 5-6 years now since he's won. He's been on the podium darn near every year. He wants it bad, so just to see that drive. And we judge a lot off of Rico. He's our lead guy on our team. We'll judge a lot off of him and his car and the attitude that we got going. And, hopefully we can kind of win some of these prelim nights, and that kind of sets the attitude for the weekend coming up.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about Tom Harris.
Tom, he's a great race car driver over in the UK. It's hard to come in here and just get in a midget once a year, but he's been really, really fast. He usually takes him that prelim night. He gets close, but he hasn't gotten locked in, I don't think, yet. He just got to get. I think he's the one that you talk about luck. He's got to have things kind of fall right, get in the right heat race, and get himself in position through that first couple races, and get him confident, and then race. I think he was close to getting locked in last year and got caught up in something, and he's very capable, and I think more and more he comes back every year, he just gets better and better.
Yeah. There's been a lot of conversation about some of the drivers that are not going to be competing this year at the Chili Bowl. Your thoughts on that, and that just gives other people opportunities to win this race. Would you agree with me on that?
Yeah, definitely. The two big ones are Kyle and Christopher that have won preliminary nights for I don't know how many years now. That have been major players. Are going to be here. Christopher is more, he put on that race down there in Texas, the micro race, and JD Vanderlee got hurt, and that kind of put a damper on Christopher. He's at that point in his career with NASCAR and Gibbs just signed a multi-year deal, and they're kind of protecting their asset, and they don't want him running no more open wheel stuff right now. He's too valuable to that team. So
right.
That's the real reason Christopher's not here. Kyle, on the other hand, is kind of used what it pays and money for everybody else. As I think it kind of got blown out of proportion probably by the media a little bit. When somebody like that's not here. He's off doing the late model race is a big deal, and he's kind of went that direction nowadays. I think he still loves this place, but that opens up the doors for some other people because them guys are gone. Some of the other guys like Brad Sweet and David Gravel, I think, have went over to Australia, and so it takes a few of the guys that are the cream of the crop and opens up some more avenues, and I think we'll see some other guys that have stepped up that have probably run close to winning, and if they can pull off a win, they're going to be considered a factor for years to come here.
Well, you know what that means, Keith? It means that we've got a really good shot of getting a first-time winner on Saturday night, and that's always exciting.
Yeah, I think you got guys that you got Tanner Thorson and Rico are the two guys that have won here. Only guys that have really won Saturday, in the last probably 10 years. They're both going to be factors, but it definitely opens up the door for guys like Kofoid, Grant, some of these other ones that are out there that have been really close, So Kenan McIntosh is another one that's really, really good right now. That'll be a factor. So it'll switch up some of these prelim nights and get guys locked in that probably haven't been locked in before. Zach Dom's another one. Zach, I think you're going to see some sleepers like that. A guy like
right.
Zach is really, really at probably the best he's ever been in a midget this year. So, and he's really good here. So, you're going to see a few new names get locked in on prelim nights, and that's going to change the dynamics come Saturday.
And when you look at all the other teams that are surrounding you down there at the Chili Bowl, which team stands out to you as having the best chance to, dare I say it, compete with Keith Kunz Motorsports?
Probably, God, I don't know. RMS, with Justin Grant and T-Mez, they are going to be really, really tough. They also have Spencer Mason, which, Spencer is really good. So, I mean, they have 3 really good drivers. Dave Mack with Cannon and Michael Pickens. Michael's been really, really good in driving for Dave Mack, on the outdoor stuff. Now he's here. So Michael Pickens is going to be a factor in this whole deal. So, just off the top of my head, those 2 guys, Tanner Thorson, AME, they won last year with Tanner, and now they got Jason Persley and some other guys. So, those are just some of the teams that are, I think they're going to be factors. And Chad Boat's another one. Chad's got, really great stuff. And, just off the top of my head, I'd say those guys, those teams are going to have multiple cars getting locked in and being a factor on Saturday.
Yeah. Well, Keith, we really appreciate you taking the time to join us here on Mostly Motorsports. And good luck to you this week, man. We hope that you pick up another driller. All right?
Thanks. We're looking forward to it. All my guys are looking forward to it. We'll get the night in tonight, and that has set the tone for the whole week.
All right. Thank you again, Keith.
Thanks,
we appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right.
There he is, the great ones. Keith Kunz, 14 race cars this week.
How about that? Man.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty awesome stuff. But he's right about GMS. Justin Grant just winning the Turkey Night Grand Prix, and T-Mez, you brought his name up the other day,
right?
He's certainly a guy that can contend.
You can never count out T-Mez.
Yeah,
never. Would you agree with that, Scotty?
Absolutely, never ever count T-Mez out. No matter where he's racing, no matter which event it is. We've been talking about the youth movement all morning. He's not involved in that youth movement, but he can flat get it done. And right now, at this stage of his career and all these youngsters that he's racing with night in and night out, he's really in the business of hurting youngsters' feelings right now. Case in point, about a year ago, young Ryan Timms was racing in his backyard at Port City. T-Maz gave him a great, big, nasty wheel, and Ryan got upside down. And I talked to Ryan the night after the race, and I said, son, first of all, you better get used to it. And until you start giving that stuff back, you're going to keep eating wheels. So you better start giving them back and standing up for yourself. T-Mez is not afraid to hurt feelings, and he's not afraid to go fast forward. And do I think he can win this thing? No. Do I think he can finish top 10? Yes. Possibly a top 5.
Hey, I want to go through these names that are in that Race of Champions tonight. The O'Reilly Auto Parts Invitational Race of Champions. You got Tanner Thorson, Justin Grant, Tanner Carrick, Rico Abreu, Buddy Kofoid, Chad Boat, Blake Hahn, Brennan Crouch, Zach Dom, Spencer Baston, Cannon McIntosh, Cody Swanson, Logan Seavey, Sammy Swindell, Tim McCready, Damian Gardner, Michael Pickens, Chase Briscoe, and Alex Bowman. Those are the names that are in the Race of Champions tonight. Scotty, just pick any of those names that I just rattled off. Who sticks out that we might not already talked about that could be a sleeper in this thing?
Blake Hahn.
No doubt.
There you go.
Blake Hahn is very confident in his ride. And I saw some onboard footage of both of his practice sessions yesterday. He utilized the top for the first session. He used the bottom for the second session. And on the last 2 laps of his second session, he couldn't stand the bottom any longer. He had to go back up there and try more of the top.
Right.
But my point being, man, his race car is an absolute rocket. And if he gets a good starting spot, he very well could be one that we haven't mentioned thus far to come out on top in this Race of Champions. But, man, you read off those list of drivers you just named, wow, wow, wow. You talk about talent crammed into one featured event. That's some absolute talent right there. And the Race of Champions, will be one to watch tonight. It should be fun. And shame on me, guys, for not including, when we mentioned the youth movement a bit ago, including a one Gavin Bochelle. We talked about 14 years old. I always get he and Emerson mixed up. Gavin is the one that's 14, Emerson 18. But unbelievably talented.
He got a driller last weekend at the shootout. Gavin Bochelle got a driller.
He walked up out of this building with a driller, and no one was surprised. That young man is wildly, wildly, wildly talented. Do I think he can win? No, simply the Chili Bowl Nationals. No, simply because of the youth and inexperience. This being his first Chili Bowl, I think. I don't think he ran last year. He might have. But nevertheless, I do believe, A, that he can get into the show, and B, I think he could pull off a top 10, maybe a top 5.
Let me throw one other name at you there, Scotty. Brent Cruz.
A young man that I've not been able to follow very much or know much about, but what I do know is that he is wildly talented as well, and he should turn some heads this weekend. And again, just another name to throw into the mix of young, talented driver. Let me throw one more in there. Young Corey Day out of the state of California.
No doubt.
Just an endless list of guys under the age of 19, 20 years old that I believe are going to make up this A-Main event come Saturday night. I see not many veterans outside of Rico and maybe
Buddy.
yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, Buddy. It feels funny to even call Buddy a veteran,
Right.
but my picks to win the Chili Bowl, if I could be allotted two, one would be Rico to go for the 3, and the second would be Michael Buddy Kofoid to win his first. And from there, you just start rattling off every single young, talented name that we've mentioned today. I think, guys, and I've said it before, I'll say it again, I think this is a year that a youngster's going to surprise everyone in this huge event.
Scotty, you can't count out Justin Grant, though. He's the USAC Sprint Car champion, and he's a past winner of the champion. He's a champions winner here at the Chili Bowl. Justin Grant, you can always count on him to be consistent and be up towards the front, right?
And he's just coming off winning Turkey Night.
And remiss for not even mentioning him up to this point, because Justin, you mentioned Kofoid, you mentioned Rico. Justin is every bit as talented. He has a lot of seat time, a lot of laps in this building. Preliminary night wins. He can flat get around this racetrack. But I think that he stands a solid chance to pull off a podium this weekend. Do I think he can win? No. I very well could be wrong, because he is every bit as talented as Rico or Buddy. But absolutely, I own California's Justin Grant. Will be one to watch this week as well.
If you can win the Turkey Night, you can win the Chili Bowl.
For sure. That is for sure.
And the one guy, we talked all about these young kids. Let's talk about the guy who's been here from day one, the 5-time winner of the Chili Bowl, all-time winner, 67-year-old Sammy Swindell. He's still running.
I saw Sammy getting out of his race car after his first practice session. And in my 40-plus years of watching Sammy Swindell race, I noticed Sammy wearing glasses for the first time behind the wheel of a race car.
No kidding.
No kidding. Yeah. It is simply unbelievable, the track record. You know, those 5 championships spanning over 4 decades, 3?
Yeah. 89, he won his first one.
'89, and the last one was what?
09.
09?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's crazy. That's crazy. Sammy is father time is catching up with him. No doubt about it. But it's just simply amazing at this age. It's just mind-boggling that he's even still competitive.
Yeah.
And don't think for 1 minute of any of the names that we've mentioned in this show thus far. Don't think for 1 minute that there is not an intimidation factor there. There clearly and truly is, by all means.
Scotty, it sounds like it's getting ready to get loud there.
No louder than it's been since we started. I don't know.
Hey, J.J. Yaley has probably thrilled fans at the Chili Bowl about as much as anybody. He's still coming back racing this thing, isn't he?
You know, I was watching the local news last night, and they had a piece with J.J. Yaley, and he talked about this particular event. Come the 1st of January, when the Chili Bowl rolls around, as a race car driver, there's nowhere else in the world that he wants to be. And I would say, if you asked him, so far as the amount of fun that he has behind the wheel, compared to any NASCAR event that he starts, I'd say this is as much fun that he has each and every year this one particular week. Is he a contender anymore? No. But he's still here, and he's still competing, and he's still having the time of his life. Never has won a driller. He was a runner-up, I believe, in 2003-04, somewhere in there. That's about as close as he came. But everyone loves J.J. Yaley, and he's here back again this year, and he'll be ripping tear-offs and mixing it up with the best in the business and everybody else in this building.
Is he still the all-time winner? Is he still the all-time guy of running through the alphabet soup at the Chili Bowl? He's got to be close to it.
At me. What?
He's got to be the all-time runner through the alphabet soup at the Chili Bowl. I don't remember anybody else going through as many races as JJ has.
Well, I'd say outside of Sammy Swindell, there aren't many who have as many laps around this racetrack as J.J. Yaley. And, yeah, he's run his share of alphabet soup portions of this event. And hopefully that won't be the case this year. We'll just all have to sit back and watch and see how everything unfolds for him.
Are they hot lapping already there, Scotty? I'm here.
No, they're clearing the building.
Okay.
That's why they were yelling at me. You'd think I'd have a hall pass to stay.
It sounds like cars going around the racetrack to me.
I don't know. That might be ringing in your ears, Kurt.
All right, Scotty. Well, we appreciate you.
Hey, listen, before we bail out, Scott.
Yeah.
I'll look forward to working with you guys this weekend, and anybody who's watching this morning and paying attention to what's going on here, we just want to let you know we'll be checking in with you this week. We haven't established a time yet, but we sometime before the race begins, each night we will be putting up the Chili Bowl check-in, brought to you by Morton Excavating, and we will have daily sponsors: Glenn Styres Racing, Ohsweken Speedway, Beaver Stripes out of the state of Arizona, High Plains Building Division, Permastone, Same Day Auto and Tire Pros. Some wonderful, wonderful supporters that stepped up with us this week to bring you some behind the scenes and in-depth coverage and some interviews with some of the very talented drivers that bless this building. And it's going to be a great week. Look forward to seeing you guys down here. Wrap your stuff up, get the studio shut down, and come on down.
All right, Scotty. We'll see you here a little bit later.
Good interview.
God bless you, fellas.
Thanks for
All
getting
right,
all
buddy.
those great interviews.
Thanks for doing all that.
Yeah, thanks to Kunz and Tim's and Kofoid for entertaining us. That was kind of fly by the seat of our ass, kind of the way we roll.
Well done, Scotty.
All right. Good job, buddy.